Another For Honor Heroes build video. Today we're working on the Warden, and the mode we're focused around is Dominion. So let's go ahead and get into the 3 perk selection for this mode and why. So out of the top 3 that you get to choose, I'll choose Shields Up over Angus and Devour, because in Dominion you tend to respawn pretty often and or get revived. I feel having just a little bit more life or shield, being able to consume more damage in a fight, especially if you're getting ganked in a mode like Dominion, is more valuable than getting more health off of execution. The only time you're going to get execution in Dominion is if you're fighting 1v1 at a zone, if you get that lucky to where another teammate of yours or another teammate of the opposite team gets involved and you're not able to pull off execution. So that's why I think Devour's in a way useless unless there's other perks that you can use like Shields Up. Now Aegis is pretty nice. It does go well with Shields Up, but because we have Fresh Focus as one of the perks here, instead of going Shields Up, Endurance, and Aegis, I went Shields Up, Endurance, and Fresh Focus, because Fresh Focus has so much more benefits than just giving me a 20% more shield boost. So that's why we have Shields Up as one of the first selection perks. Going on to the second selection of perks, I choose Endurance, and that's because in Dominion you tend to get renowned either fast or moderately depending how the battle goes and what you're doing in the battle as far as objectives and being able to stay alive without dying and taking out other players. Now, your renown level is corresponding to when you unlock a feat. For instance, the Warden can get a catapult at renown level 4, then he gets a little grenade at renown level 3. Those are your levels. So per feat that you have unlocked, you get a 3% stamina cost reduction throughout the whole game. You don't have to be in critical health, you don't have to be in any other state, you just have to have renown levels. You don't have to have all 4. If you have 2 feats unlocked, you have 6% stamina cost, which is going to help you greatly. Now I choose that over Survival Instincts and Headhunter because more health, endurance. My trade-off with us, I will go for more stamina costs over having health, because you know, health, getting 4 health to your bar times 4, so I mean not times 4, but 4 times plus 4 is 16, so you're getting 16 added to your health with Headhunter, and that's only if you're executing players. Once you execute 4 players, you have 16 added to your health bar, but 16 is literally like 1 heavy, or a chain light will take about 12 to 14 damage, which is basically 1 whole hit from Headhunter. So you're basically only consuming 1 hit with Headhunter. So I'd rather have more stamina costs and trying to avoid myself getting exhausted and getting in that 1 hit, not even letting a player get in a hit, because with Endurance, I swear to God, when you have, I wish stamina cost was still a stat, but when it was a stat and I used to have that maxed out, you're able to pull off any kind of combo and finish your enemy with just 1 combo without running out of stamina. That's beautiful to me. That's the thing I love about stamina cost reduction. Being able to take out a player in 1 whole swift combo without being exhausted and without worrying about being exhausted, because you have enough stamina pool to withstand that whole combo you're trying to output. Now, the last perk I go with, perk, I don't know why I said peak. The last perk I go with is Fresh Focus. Now, I didn't really realize how awesome this perk was until I started fighting players and trying to use it myself. When I noticed somebody like Musha who had it, I was fighting them, they were exhausted. I'm like, yeah, you know, especially with a Black Prior, because you're able to shield bash them and keep them exhausted if you know how to play your stamina pool against the enemy's pool with the Black Prior. And I noticed I got him exhausted, but he blocked like 2 of my hits, and next thing you know, he was already fully like rejuvenated, and I was like, what the heck? And I'm like, you know what, he has Fresh Focus. And I looked, and sure enough, they had Fresh Focus. So what this does is, it didn't used to be counter guard breaks. They added this recently in the update, but when you are out of stamina, basically when you are exhausted in the gray state where you counter guard break, which means if you counter somebody who's trying to guard break you or grab you, square button, you're going to gain 20% more stamina from being exhausted. So as you're already recovering, let's say you recover a little bit, somebody tried to grab you with a feint combo, you counter guard break it, you're basically already back to non-exhaust state. I swear to you, it's an amazing thing, a crazy perk. Even if you block attacks, you don't have to counter guard break, you don't have to parry, but if you do parry any of these things, parry, blocking, or counter guard breaks, all of them regenerate the same amount of stamina, which is 20%. So you don't even have to parry, you don't have to worry about counter guard breaking. You just have to worry about avoiding the enemy's attacks with blocking, and you're still going to regain your stamina back just as fast. So it's just makes it, in my opinion, kind of unfair. It's awesome that characters have this, especially if you're fighting Jay and June, because he gets to go in his little hidden stance where he gets to recover stamina. Even if he's exhausted, he gets to do that. So this is an awesome way to counter fight that, you know. But it's just a perk that I just don't see why you shouldn't have, especially in Dominion, because you do end up fighting 1v1s or 1v2s, and if you're exhausted, you're getting bashed, at least being able to block a hit puts you back in non-exhausted state, which gives you more of a chance to fight, because if you're exhausted and you're getting ganked and one of those players end up grabbing you and throwing you on the ground, you're done. You're getting punished to the max, you know. So that's my 3 perk selection for the Warden. Let's go ahead and get over to the Feats. Now, my 4 feat selection here is Body Count, Inspire, Pugno Mortis, and the Morale Booster. I'm going to go over each one and why I choose them over the others. Now, the first feat is Body Count. I choose that over Conquer and Come At Me. Come At Me gives you more renown, it gives you more heal on kill, but you take more damage. Now, it's awesome if you're trying to get all your feats unlocked real early in the game and you activate this and you're fighting people and you actually got the heads up on them and you're really good with the Warden. Then yeah, I guess this is cool. But once you got all your renowns, unlocked, it's kind of useless. You're just going to take more damage to get heal off of a player when you have so many zones and dominions to heal. So that's my opinion. As well as Body Count giving you stamina and health off of minions you kill at B. I mean, come on. You could also get a lot of renown from killing minions and fighting players while they're fighting with you at B. So it's I don't know. I just don't see it being used for Dominion. Now, Conquer is pretty cool. You do capture zones faster, and any boost you tend to get from an ally or the morale booster you boost yourself or Inspire, they all last longer. Also, this captures the points twice as fast. Seems really fun, but one thing about I know myself playing with this is I'm sitting at zones more than anything and not trying to run around too much unless it's another zone, because I'm trying to boost the crap out of zones since I have this feat, you know. And it does come in handy that way, especially if you're teamed up with other knights who have Conquer on, like Lawbringers or other Wardens. You guys are literally smashing through that match really fast because the points you're obtaining from those zones is just ridiculous, you know. But my opinion is to go with Body Count, use this build to hold down B, go support your other players when you need to and when you can, get your health and stamina, fight enemies within B. Now, Inspire, I choose over Faint Looks and Thick Blood, and the reason why that is because, yeah, you know, Thick Blood is nice, but it only protects you once you get hit with bleed. So you're going to get hit bleed, then you'll get protected from it. And then after 3 seconds, you can get hit within those 3 seconds. You're still going to take bleed damage, but after that 3 seconds, it'll activate again and reduce some of the bleed damage you take. It's cool if you want to try to stay alive, and survival is one of your main goals, like in Breach. But for Dominion, in my opinion, going with Inspire over this one allows you to gain more renown from killing troops with other troops. If you're supporting a team member, you can activate Inspire, and you guys and your teammates around that radius that it's activated around you will do more damage to the enemy players, thus helping you or your teammates get out of a nasty ganky situation. Also, it'll help you a lot to fight at B with Inspire active, with your troops hitting the enemies twice as fast as well as you, doing more damage. Now, Flat Looks used to do damage until they nerf it. Now it doesn't do damage. All it does is blind a player and exhausts them. It doesn't even kill minions anymore. So it used to be really good when it killed minions, because you used to be able to control B so good with the Warden with these kind of skills. But now that they nerfed that, again, Inspire is the way to go for the opinion that I explained. Now, going on to the third feat, I use Pugno Mortis, and I choose that over Takedown and Second Wind. The reason why I do that is because Second Wind is nice to keep you alive. Again, if survival is your main goal, then yes, it's nice, especially for Breach. Fighting with B, it could be fun to use, but if you're already getting health from taking down minions and fighting players, I don't really see a point in using Second Wind. If you do need to go get health, you can run to a zone that you control, heal up, run back to where you're comfortable enough to fight those minions again. Pugno Mortis now, let's say if you are fighting in B and the player's trying to back up, you need some health and you're fighting people or whatever, you can throw a grenade at the minions to control B, gain health, or you can use it when you're fighting the other player, he's stuck in between minions or whatever, you see somebody trying to control B or take it back over. As you're heading over there, you can throw a grenade, let that do damage to the enemy player and his minions, and then go rush and finish them off with Inspire or any other feat that you have going on. And now Takedown It's pretty nice, but I don't find myself grabbing too much, only if I'm trying to fake the bash and get lucky and grab a player and then throw him on the ground and get a free heavy. Other than that, it's not a passive. It can be good in certain situations, but not all. Again, I go with Porno Mortis for the reason why I explained. Now going on to the fourth feat, I use Morale Booster, and I use that over Starlord Banner and Catapult. The reason why I use that over Catapult is because Catapult is basically, when you do use it, half of the time you're only able to use it one time during a whole Dominion match. If you're lucky enough to get your feats early enough, you're able to use it twice. But the only way I see this useful is if you see one of your teammates getting ganked by 3 to 4 players, throw it on there, but they did nerf how long it comes to take down, so it is very hard to get those anti-gank kills with the catapults now, because it gives them about 6 to 5 seconds to hear the big old horn that it's coming, for them to see the red marking where it's coming and then run away. In my opinion, they should change it to where the players on the opposite team don't see the radius of where you put the catapult, only your ally players, so they can avoid it. Not so the enemies can avoid it. They should be able to hear it. You can hear it coming so people could be worried, but they shouldn't be allowed to see where it's going to land. That's just my opinion. I work better on that catapult, man, because catapult is really useless right now compared to Fire Flask and Bleed Bomb and all those other fourth feats. Now, Starlord Banner is cool. You're able. The only time I see this very annoying when I'm fighting other wardens or other players who have this is when they're in a zone and the team is breaking and they're using it, or they don't even need it, but they're just in a zone that's contested and we're trying to take it over, and then they plant this down. It does come as a surprise half the time when I find myself fighting players with this in Dominion, but I don't know. I mean, you can fight other players off of a zone and take chillers rotating into the zone healing while you're fighting off players, rather than using a whole fourth feat just to heal you and maybe other players if they're around. Because half the time, sometimes you can use this and you'll only be the only one using it because nobody else is around to benefit from it. Now, Morale Booster, in my opinion, I love to use this when it gets close to the enemy team breaking, so that way I can boost my whole teammates. I always press the touchpad to make sure nobody's dead on my team, to make sure all members on my team get the attack boost. That way we can go ahead and try to kill the enemy players as fast as possible, keep them broken, or prevent them from unbreaking. And now it doesn't matter where your allies are in the map. Unlike Inspire, they don't have to be in a radius next to you to gain this boost. They could literally be at the spawn, and you could be at the opponent's spawn and activate this feat, and everybody on the map who is alive is going to get the attack boost. That is it for my Warden build for the Dominion. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch. I am so sorry that it's been taking me long to get to some more some more builds before I caught up with the Division 2 release and the World War Z. But I have grinded, as you can see. I still have grind here. I've gotten the Warden done. Right after this, we're going to get into Centurion. If you have requests for heroes that you want to see build, go ahead and leave them down in the comments down below. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.